In this section we're going to be making up the internals for the depot doors. So we have the depot door runners on the left, the top boxes in the middle, the roller door shutters to the right, and we've also got the depot side entrance doors there and there. You're going to need a sharp craft knife to cut these out of this frame. They are held on in very, very tiny pieces, and if I can bring my camera up, I'll see if I can show you. If you can see just below the A where it goes there, and if I bring my finger up, very difficult to see, you can see a tiny little join line all the way across. And this is where you're going to need to just cut with your craft knife, and they will pop out quite easily. The little ones there, the roller door runners, the little C symbol on the side, held on at the very top, and these things are very, very small and fiddly, so just be careful when you do those. The door runners are there, and then again the doors held on at the top and bottom. So just take your time cutting these out, and then what we'll do is we'll start putting these all together. So now we've cut all the parts out of the template. You've got your 4 doors. Now your 4 doors will have engraved door handles on. Mine haven't. This is just a standard template that we did before, engraving the door handles. The 3 roller doors, and I've slightly sanded the edges of these just to get rid of the little notches where we've cut it off. And then you've got your top box rollers, and obviously what we do is, as you can see where it says B to B, you literally move it up at a 90-degree angle, and then you've got C to C on the right hand side. So use a small piece of wood. We've got like a template piece here, and it's literally moving it up to the edge, create a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to put some glue down that runner, and then the little side sections, C sections, just add some glue in there as well. Sorry the light's not good, hopefully there you go, you can see that a little bit better there. And you let that dry. They will take a little bit to dry, put them to one side, forget about them and carry on doing the next one. So obviously, and then you've got your right hand roller door runners, and again, small piece of wood, put it side by side, A to A, so you can see on there we've got A to A, so it's literally joining it up at a 90-degree angle. Run a bead of glue, let it set, and take it away, and then you've got your left hand runners. So we'll spend a bit of time building all those. Make sure you get them in the right order, and fiddly, but you'll get there, and we'll see you shortly. So I've added glue to the 2 centre pieces, and then these very small pieces that go on the outside I've lightly glued in the corners, both sides. And what I've done is use a couple of pieces of spare MDF just to give it a straight edge while it dries. And then what I do when it's drying off, just move it over against another piece of wood and just double check to make sure that it stayed at 90 degrees. And that should 10 or 15 minutes, that'll be dry, and we can leave it to one side. So we're going to do those all 3, and then the side runners as well. When I've glued the centre pieces and the end pieces, I'll also just make sure that I use 2 small pieces of wood to make sure that those end pieces are up at, again, at a right angle. And you'll just remember when you put them together, the letters are facing each other. So you've got B in the middle facing B, and at the end there is a C facing C. So if you get them facing each other, they are the right way round. Obviously I've glued this now so you can't see the letters, but I'll let that dry, and that's all nicely done. The other 2 are done, and they're drying as well. The door runners, and again you'll see there is A and A. So all you're doing is lifting this one up at a 90-degree angle to this one. We're going to run a bead of glue all the way down here, join that together, put it up against a piece of wood to give it a 90-degree angle and let it dry, and we'll do that with all the 6 runners. And on these depot door runners, I just move 2 small pieces of wood side by side, press up against them. I know I've got a 90-degree angle on that side, and this end is pushing right up against the other panel. I then add a bit more glue all the way down the edge, and then lightly wipe off with a damp brush and let that dry. So the top boxes and the side depot door runners have now been made. They've been glued and they're currently drying, and I'm going to leave them most probably overnight, come back to them when they're fully dried. But what we can do in the meantime is obviously these side depot entrance doors and the door runners need painting, so I'm going to be painting those. And we've also got the cross members that go on top of the roof, cross trusses, so these need to be painted, and I'm going to spray paint these black, and I'm going to do exactly as I did with the roof trusses. I'm going to do some masking tape on the very edges. You'll see where there's a slight indent, like those are the bits that are going over the edge of the end of the depot, so they won't need any paint, so I can use that as a masking area, and I can spray the rest of it all the way along and do exactly the same at the other end. Put some masking tape along those edge strips. Obviously they need to be painted both sides, unless you're going to glue your roof down, then obviously the top of these cross members aren't going to be seen, so you could get away with just painting this one side. But as we're going to do our depot with a roof that you can take off, we need everything to be black, so we'll spray those 3 sides black, let it dry, we'll take them off, turn them over, and then we'll spray the other butt black. And I just use a simple matte black spray paint, anywhere from a DIY shop would suffice on this. So we're going to paint those. Obviously when these are dry, I'm going to give them a light sanding, just to get any excess glue off that may be still on them. And then I'm going to give them a top coat of silver paint on the top boxes and black paint on the sides of the door runners. Inside the door runners we're going to paint those metallic silver, that looks like it's the inside of a metal runner, and again the insides of those top boxes will paint silver, but we'll do that later. So we're going to go and paint the rest of the bits now.